Hello there, my name is Anna Emmanuel and I'm excited to take you on this journey. Fasten your seatbelt, you are in safe hands. In today's training, we're going to be looking at the definition of graphic design. So, what is graphic design? There are a lot of definitions on the subject of graphic design. In fact, if you decide to Google what is graphic design right now, Google has tons of answers for you, which is okay, by the way. Google will tell you that graphic design is a craft where professionals create visual content to communicate message by applying visual hierarchy, page layout, techniques, and the rest, which is awesome. But then, most people that are graphic designers don't know what graphic design is. It is important to note that the word is mispronounced most of the times. It is not graphics design, but graphic design. Graphic without an S. Kindly take note of that. The term has two words put together. We have the part that is graphic, and then we have the part which is design, right? The term graphic on its own has to do with features. So we have features such as what our eyes can see, which has to do with the elements of the design. So you can have features such as line, shapes, text, icons, and so on and so forth. And these are the elements or the ingredients of the design. The elements of a design are the building block. I choose to call them the building block of a design, right? It can also be called the visual components of the design. So the elements can also be called the visual components of design. So for example, see the elements of design as the recipe you use to cook. For instance, you want to cook noodles, for instance, you have recipe such as the pepper, you have onion, you have water and the likes. So the elements are just like the ingredient we use to cook. So in design terms, we call them the visual components of a design. On the other hand, the design itself is how it's being done. So this has to do with the rationale behind design or the problem it intends to solve. Okay, so all this put together influences the outcome of our design. So we can categorically say that graphic design is visual communication using the elements and the principles of designs. Principles are the set of rules, right, that guides or govern a design, and it works specifically with the design part. So principle has to do with the design, while element has to do with the graphics. So some of the major principles of design are: we have the contrast, we have hierarchy, we have balance, repetition, and so on. So these principles work with the design part, and it helps the designer to accomplish or reach a specific goal. Because design is all about visual communication or sending out information to a target audience, it is more of a problem solving. So we use the problem solving approach in design. The aim is to be able to communicate. So graphic design is not about logos, beautiful flyers, or even designs with lots of flowers and all the likes, right? It is about being able to interpret the problem on paper, understanding a design brief, and then bringing it out to send a particular message to your target audience. For instance, you have a design you want to work on, or you have a client you want to work for. First of all, the client will give you the idea of his design as a brief. So it's left for you to be able to communicate that idea, to be able to meet the design needs. So we say that designs are purpose driven, right? So what do you want to achieve with a particular design? So that's what you interpret from the design brief. So all designs are purpose driven. It is important to understand the design brief and be able to communicate that design. So we can simply say that graphic design is the process of using shapes, font, lines, and the principles all put together to accomplish a particular purpose, which is sending a message to our target audience. So it is important to understand what graphic design is, because understanding this concept as a graphic designer is a step to becoming a much better designer. So graphic designers are problem solvers, right? Because they solve the problem of visual communication using the principles, which are the set of rules and the elements, or what I chose to call the ingredients. So it is important to understand that graphics visuals are not just flyers or posters, they are more. Graphics visuals can be as simple as a logo or as complex as a web page or a web layout. So there are major aims for creating designs, and one of the major aim is to communicate or send a message to your target audience. So we have other elements and principles of designs, but we'll be looking at those elements and principles in the next episode. I'll encourage you to drop a comment and hit on the like button so that YouTube can recommend this video to other people. Kindly hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification icon so that you don't miss any episode on this series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.